Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well tonight. We're going to get into it shortly. Um, just touching base at the start here. I'm running some running a different setup with OBS right now, so we will see how that works out. I've increased the resolution, and we'll see just what effects that's going to have. So I am looking forward to having. I'm gonna test it over the next few ones, increasing it incrementally. Um, and we'll see what happens from there. Um, I'm I'm hopeful. I'm planning on continuing with golly, I'm saying a lot. Planning on continuing with Planescape Torment next week as well. Really enjoying that one. And, dropping into the voice and, trying to do the voice of the skull that's following me around. It's one of those ones that I'm not quite used to, so I will drop in and out of it. The mic seems to be going okay. It's picking stuff up better than it was before, and I'm hoping that it's clearing up a lot more of the outgoing. I will check when I edit stuff this week. But I've got stuff that I'm working on, which is great. And I do not like that. I just had a few major lag spikes. Maybe lag spike, but normally would sit around 1 to 2% dropped frames. It's currently sitting at 4%. So maybe that was just a hiccup at the beginning. But we shall find out as we progress. So you're probably wondering what we're doing tonight. We're going to be going through and playing with my bunny again. I'm going to be teaching a little bit of White Mage. And I know I've been on healer's cases for some things. So this is the time to come after me for how I play White Mage. I do apologize for being gone for almost a month. Sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. And for me, taking care of myself was just curling up and basically not doing anything. That, and I also got my vaccine booster, and that just destroyed me. Still glad I got it. Really don't want to get another one. So if you haven't been vaccinated yet, please go get your vaccine. It might suck to begin with, but in the long run, it'll be better. And, I hate that I even have to say it, but the science behind it is sound. It's science that we've been using for many, many years, many decades, and the pushback from people lately has been just ignorance upon ignorance upon ignorance. Alright, so let us jump in. Been a while since that's come up. Oh, I also am going to debut something momentarily. Right, we can do any one of these that we want. We want to get one that's going to be... We're going to continue going with the number 1. So, a friend of mine went out of their way to make something for me. So I have officially got the outfit for the character. Everything fits, everything just looks good. That's a Lily of the Valley in the head. And if you don't know the significance of the Lily of the Valley, that's okay. Just know that it is a very, very toxic plant. I do believe there was someone that was arrested for using it as a means of getting rid of their husband in the 80s or 90s. Very toxic. If you cultivate it, expect raised eyebrows from people. Okay, so what I have done with this and what I was going to do, where is the mender? Mender's down there. Okay. So, I have not unlocked White Mage entirely yet. What I have done is unlocked a few of the jobs. I haven't necessarily played through any of the jobs, but I've unlocked them. And I think that the color schemes are going to stay, because I also did glamour plates. So it's going to be the same outfit, just different colors depending upon the role. I gotta teach myself to start talking before stream so that it can clear up my throat. Because I spend a lot of days not talking. At least I have been these past few weeks. So, what we're going to do right now we can't go through that until we hit level 30. So when we hit level 30 and we complete the quest, let's go back to New Gridania and see if we can get the next Conjurer quest. Conjurer leads into becoming the White Mage. And while I understand why they did it, I'm kind of glad that I know looking back at it, they are saying to themselves, I wish we had done it differently, I wish we'd done it differently. They had some lofty ideas that did not work out in practice. And one of those things is Arcanist being a split class. Alright, so we do have quests. Oh, Trial by Water. So through the years, they have reworked stuff. And if I recall correctly, this was the quest that gave you a skill that I kind of wish we still had. But we do not have it anymore. basically it was a knockback that also rooted the target after being knocked back, which was good for a healer. Trial by water. They got rid of a lot of the gimmicky spells, gimmicky abilities, and sort of streamlined a lot of stuff. Alright, let's jump down, let's use the water. So we're gonna go into a dungeon momentarily. And just like with Gladiator to Paladin, the cast bar is going to dramatically change when I become a white mage, just because this is copied from Sav. Alright, is that it? Back to the Hawthorne Hut. Joaquin! Okay, where are you? Are you underneath it? Are you inside it? They are inside it. Cast Cure on the wounded Woodwailer. Oh. Okay, so it looks like that was a fluke earlier. I recall back in the day this actually was a healing test. Now it just feels like a DPS test. So, a good lesson here. If you don't have people in your party, but you can see you've got life bars turned on like this, try to get to a position camera-wise where you can actually see the things that you're supposed to be healing on. And remember to heal these guys, because I think if one of them goes down, then you'll fail it and you gotta do it all over again. Frankly, not something I'm in the mood for. Alright, we talked to Sylphie, and then I believe we head back and get the completion for it. Yep. Report to Brother Esumiyan. I don't know if I've discussed it before, but in some of my searchings for this game, they specifically have different races as different naming conventions. I believe I spoke about it briefly with the character names, like player characters, the player character races, and the race that Kane-senna and Esumiyan are based on a northern Japanese tribe that I think has about 2,000 people in the tribe still, from parts of Hokkaido. Alright, let's grab the bronze. Recommend. Update the gear. And we are ready. So, we're gonna do a leveling. Welcome in. This is Sastasha. This is not the same as the previous videos. This is me healing. There won't be a full series of these videos. This is just to see how healing works. So, on pulls, it's generally a good idea to dot what you can. Keeping the tank alive is highest priority, of course. And if the tank is doing their job, you don't have to worry about keeping yourself alive. And do not get tunnel vision and focus on DPSing when the tank is taking damage. But DPS as you move along. Keep an eye on the tank's health as you do so. Now, something I learned about Sastasha is you don't need to engage these clams. You can skip, like, all but 2 of the clams, I believe. Because I don't have the pre-gen stuff. do not have regen at this level. At least I don't think I do. No, I've got Raisin Stone. I don't get regen until I'm a white mage. But the early dungeons should not be a chore to heal through. I don't even have any special gear, really, aside from my earring and my helmet. Where did the tank run off to? Okay. Something else. Pay attention to where the tank goes. I was trying to heal him. I was caught up in other stuff I'm not used to. Yeah, I've never seen anybody go after that. There's really not any need to do that anymore. The reason I say there's not really any... They're going for the... Okay. Bow Striker Boots. Passing. You don't really need to go after that because that chest... It occasionally will carry some... What is it? Sestasha Sea Water, I think? Which is a crafting thing, but you can come through unsynced and just go to the chest, loot it. A very simple thing. Alright, first boss. So this boss doesn't really take much kill. It's kind of a joke. Though to be fair, even when it was new, it was still kind of a joke. Agreed, we will pass on the ear cuffs. Alright. Second boss. On bosses, just pay attention to what's going on. In later instances, you'll want to focus the boss so that you can see what the boss is casting while you are doing stuff, and then it allows you to quick select over. The other thing to pay attention to is the default layout. You can change them in your welcome in helmet lampshade. I hope that you are doing well tonight. Just going through and doing a little bit of teaching on White Mage right now. Very relaxed right now. Yeah, the where was I? Alright, so the default key bindings for selecting the party is going to be F1 through F8. So on your keyboard, F1, F2, F3, F4, and so on. Hey. I'm glad you stopped in. This is... I'm teaching is what I try to do with this character. Low-level healing is what I'm doing right now. I've got a character that's 80 plus on everything, but made a new character to just like go through as a newbie and, you know, teach some stuff. So healing at this level is not that complicated. You can spend a lot more time DPSing than actually healing, especially if you've got a tank that, no, he's not that geared. But he's using his cooldowns, which is a good thing for a tank. The game right now, you can do the free trial, I believe, up to level 60, and I wholeheartedly recommend doing that if you're interested in checking it out. Okay. I wasn't aware if they had brought it back or not. There were a lot of issues with the login times. It was 3 to 4 hours sometimes. But they just opened up the Oceania data center, so the Oceania data center being open will make things a lot easier just for everyone. Starter edition is back? Okay. I'd say give it a few weeks if you're not wanting to drop any money on it to see if the free trial comes back. It should. It really should, because the queues are back down to pre-Endwalker release. So it's like a minute or so sitting in the queue. But everything's up to you, oh crap. That's me. I got distracted. Yeah. Don't heal yourself. Heal. Don't worry about it. It shows what you... Even in an easy instance like this, you still need to pay attention. No harm done. All it did was just make me use a raise. And we are right at the last boss. And the last boss... These early dungeons are extremely easy these days. Alright, so for boss healing, usually... Yeah... Again, you want to focus the target. More so for later bosses than early bosses. But, if you want to know the mechanics for this fight, I explain it in a video on my YouTube. But for now, just toss a heal over to the tank every so often, and burn boss down. If you've got any questions about healing, I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'm not a healer main, but I have spent a lot of time playing healers. Pass. Yeah, we'll need on those. Get some upgrades. Just waiting for loot to be rolled on. Okay. Wow. Screwed up and I still get a commendation. Recommended gear. Glamour plate. Apply. Update. Now the reason I did not leave this area before going into the... I went up to level 22. Wow. So... yeah, there are currently 4 different healers. One of them I cannot comment on yet because I haven't played it. White Mage is, my understanding, currently the weakest of the 4, but that doesn't mean that it can't heal. It just is not as broken as some of the others. Mainly direct heals and regens. The Scholar is the one that has the fairy, and they are, I believe, currently the top tier heals. They focus mainly on doing shields and healing while the shield is being destroyed. There's Sage, which is the one that I haven't done very much with. They are sort of a... they will put a mark on the person that they want to heal, and then any damage that they deal heals the heals that target. So it's kind of like a passive regen when you're DPSing. They also have some barriers and really interesting abilities. One of them, haven't played it yet, but I do know, having it cast on me, it's like it'll absorb 5 hits, regardless of how much damage is dealt from those hits, which is kind of broken right now. I've got a feeling that's going to get a nerf in the near future. And then there's Astrologian, which it used to be a combination. It could choose whether to be like White Mage with regens, or it could be like Scholar with shields, but they also have buffs that they will give to the party. I don't know if they're the sects have changed. You had Diurnal and can't remember the other sect, but you'd switch between the two, and that is what would make your abilities have regen or shields. But they draw cards, and then they use the cards on players. And I'll eventually get around to doing some informational stuff on them. I'm just still early in these little videos, because I discovered, so I'm streaming, but I'm also making videos from what I'm streaming. And I did an entire series on every single dungeon that isn't an optional dungeon, I guess you could say, except for one. There's one that I haven't done yet. I'm gonna get to it in the next couple months. But I'm planning on going through each class, because there are a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of information that is extremely outdated. A lot of the stuff that I've been seeing for like the dungeon runs is they will go over the bosses, but the way that they discuss the bosses is how they were done when they were new. And what I've done is how they're done now. And a lot has changed. I mean, like Sestasha, the one we just went through, that used to take between 20 and 25 minutes, and we went through, I think, in about 13. But for healing, White Mage, definitely fun. They have one skill that promotes lazy healing. It's a level 50 skill called Holy. And basically you just release a ball of energy near you that explodes, stuns everything for about 5 seconds. And it's quite common for many healers after level 50 that they'll just run in, cast Holy 3 times, and then start healing. Or they'll cast Holy 4 times and nearly let the tank die. It's something I plan on going over later when I actually have the skill. I personally am not a fan of the Holy Bomb. I don't mind it being done twice, because the mobs will develop resistance to the stun, and occasionally I want to stun something as a tank. It's like, that's a giant AoE I don't want to move out of, and you're going to have to heal me because you stunned it. But tanking at level 80, I've got on my main character 3 of the 4 tanks maxed. Stone is going to be the main attack skill that you've got. You have Stone, which will gradually get upgraded as you level up, and you've got Arrow. And Arrow just applies a dot to the target. I wish I could show you the other skills, but I can't show them until I get to level 30, and I do the White Mage quest. For now, it's just the basic abilities. So you've got Arrow, it will get upgraded to Arrow 2. Thankfully, there aren't many that have the class to job. When the game first came out, they wanted to do, you had to upgrade your class when you reached a certain point, and story-wise, it made a lot of sense. How it was implemented didn't really work out as well as they wanted. But yeah, Stone is going to be your main attack, which will later get upgraded into Glare. Arrow, I think, just keeps going up. Then you've got Holy, and I'm trying to think if there are any other spells, any skills. Let me do a quick switch over, because I want to answer your questions, and it's a perfectly good time to answer the questions. So it'll just take a few minutes to log into my other character. Yeah, the login queues used to be like 3,400. I'm now at 33 to get in, and 33 usually gets you in within a minute. Anything under 45 should get you in within a minute. All right. So let's go back over and let us swap over to White Mage. That's better. Okay. So, yeah. Stone gradually gets improved. It becomes Stone 3 there, and then Stone 4, and I believe Glare. Yeah, Glare is going to be the improvement. and then glare 3 when you hit 82. Well, I wasn't aware that Holy got an upgrade. So there are a lot of things that are added. You'll notice that there's this branch right here, and I haven't played White Mage since Shadowbringers. I haven't leveled this character, the White Mage on this character for a while, so I'm rusty and things have changed since Endwalker came out, mechanic-wise. So it's best to just go through and explain the different things. So the traits explain the skills and how they change as you're going through stuff. Stone Mastery improves Stone to Stone 2. Maim and Mend. HP Restoration and Damage Done. Free Cure. Important. And it's what keeps the original Cure as a viable option. It's weaker, but it's cheaper, and it can give you a free Cure 2 after level 32. Arrow Mastery improves the damage of arrow. Secret of the Lily. This is what this thing is for. It adds a lily every 30 seconds. You're engaged in combat up to a number of 3, and then the lilies are each used to do various skills later on. So I think the first one... Huh. I don't know what the first skill is. So, a size is a combination AoE heal, AoE damage, and it's nice for groups. And it's a free cast, I believe. Where are we? Where are we? It's been so long I don't remember where I've got stuff placed. Do I even have a size listed? Or does it get upgraded? Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm distracting myself with things. Asylum, just an area that people can get healed in, and increases the amount of healing that they take. Hero Mastery adds a blood lily to the healing gauge that blooms after 3 uses of either of these skills. So these are the skills that use up the blood lilies. So you want to be using them as you're going through the dungeon. As you're going through things. They will reset when you zone, so keep that in mind. It's not something that is persistent. Repose is sleep that is never used. I have rarely seen it being used outside of when the game was first out. Esuna is going to be something that a lot of healers forget about, sadly. Well, it's just a spell. It's unaspected magic that is simply drawn from the earth. It's like fire and ice are for black mages, and red mage can draw from both. They do fire, they do holy, they do flare, they do everything. They're red mage, if you're looking for something to DPS and still be sort of a backup healer, red mage all the way. They are the most versatile class, I would say. Because they have access to casting rays. And more than that, because of the way Red Mage is set up, they can cast a spell and then they get an instant cast of another spell. And their entire build is based around that. So they can cast a spell and then cast their rays as an instant cast, which just seems broken to me, but I think their rays also cost more mana. Let's see, their rays. Nope, same amount. It's just level 64, so you won't have it until you're higher level. But White Mage definitely. Now, one thing I am going to stress, there are 2 types of Aoe Heals in this game. And you would think that, you know, Cure goes to Cure 2, goes to Cure 3 as, you know, what you want to cast on somebody. But you'll see that Cure 3 is... it's a targeted AoE. So if everybody just took damage from around the boss, that would be the AoE that you want to cast. Potentially. Most people will go with Medica. It's a weaker one, but it's point blank at the White Mage. So it will hit everybody within 15 yards of yourself. And Medica 2, which is the upgraded version, also applies a regen. But Medica 1 is best for, like, brunt damage to recover, or if you just need to heal quickly. Medica 2 is if you don't need to get everybody topped off instantly. There are some times that you need to get everybody back to max health as fast as possible. There's one fight I can think. Thunder God Sid has a skill where he reduces everybody's life down to 1 hit point and applies Doom to everybody. And the only way to get rid of the Doom is to get everybody back up to their max life before 12 to 15 seconds pass. But, yeah, White Mage has a lot of, not much mitigation, but a lot of healing. And I haven't really looked at their skills for Endwalker yet. So Holy 3 is an increase of that. Aqua Veil, that's going to be handy. Cast that on the tank right before Tank Buster. Cast that on yourself before massive AoE damage goes out. Liturgy of the Bell. Places a healing blossom at the designated location that grants 5 stacks of itself. 15 seconds. Taking damage will expend 1 stack of the liturgy to heal self and all party members within a radius of 20 alms. It's a 3-minute cooldown, so it's definitely used for boss fights. Can be triggered once per second. Healing Blossom dissipates when all stacks are expended or the effect expires. Any remaining stacks when the effect expires will trigger an additional healing effect for half the... Okay. That's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've noticed that being used. I will look out for that in the future. What are the traits that we get? Allows the accumulation of charges for consecutive uses of Divine Benison. Is that one of the new skills? No. 66. Okay, so Divine Benison is basically if you need to put a shield on somebody. Sort of like an oh crap button. Increases the potency of cures. Upgrades Holy to Holy 3. What happened to Holy 2? I don't remember there being a Holy 2 in the game. Upgrades Glare to Glare 3. Yeah, your Earth spell will become Glare. So it goes from dealing Earth-based damage to dealing unaspected. The cooldowns also are something to keep in mind. Presence of Mind basically takes away a quarter of your, or a fifth of your cooldown time. So the normal global cooldown timer is 2.5 seconds, so it takes it down to 2 seconds. Or more if you've got spell speed. Regen, I think that's self-explanatory. Benediction. Okay. As a white mage, you will run into this. Each tank has their own version of, global cooldown is 2.5 seconds in this game. It's a lot easier for console players to, they did a lot of testing back when they had Final Fantasy XI up, and 2.5 just seems more optimal for people that play console and computer, so that you'll be playing with people that are on PS4, PS5s. And trust me, you won't really know if you're coming from something like WoW or something else that has a faster global cooldown. You're not really going to notice much of a difference in that. At first, yes, but you get used to it really quickly. I played WoW from vanilla to Mists of Pandaria, so I played that for a while. And when I came over to this, because Mists was such a big letdown, and everything since has been crap. If you like storyline, you'll love this game. There's more storyline in a single update. Like in a story update for this game, there's more content usually than there is for an entire expansion in WoW. So, where was I going? Okay, yeah. One thing that you're going to run into, each tank has their own invulnerability ability. And Paladin, you're not going to mind that one. Paladins just makes them immune to damage, and you just heal them back up. Warrior, they will not drop below 1 hit point, but they can use it at any time, and it used to root them in this where they were standing, but they got rid of that. It now only roots the target. So they have 8 seconds of not dying, but then you've got Dark Knight, which is the most hated version, and that is when they pop it, it's called Living Death, and it's kind of an oh crap button, because if they take lethal damage, then they have about 10 seconds to get healed back up to full life, or they will die. Which, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. And then there's the one that white mages just absolutely hate, and that is Gunblade. Gunblade have a skill called Super Belide. And what that does is Yes, it makes them invincible, but it also takes them down to 1 hit point. And usually they use it right after you use Benediction, which heals them up to full. So they'll be invincible for a few seconds at 1 hit point, but you just used your best heal on them. And it's got a 3-minute cooldown. But usually those skills aren't used unless you are in dire straits, or if the tank feels like the healing is not keeping them alive. And sometimes it's on them, sometimes it's on the healer, sometimes it's gear-based. Most of the time I find yes and no. Each healing class has their own gamut of skills, but for a Death Knight, you definitely want to have the heals ready, big heals. A White Mage is better suited for healing a Death Knight or a Dark Knight than the others, because if they do use the skill, they can get them back up to full faster. Warrior right now, best thing to heal is a warrior, because warriors don't need a healer right now. They're kind of broken. I leveled my warrior doing fates. Fates are like short-term instanced fights in the area that you just like complete the requirements and you get experience, you get money. But I was leveling with those and, you know, tanking like 4 or 5 things consistently and not needing a healer. So warrior is kind of broken right now. They've got one skill that every attack that you deal will heal you for a certain amount over... It lasts for 7 seconds and has a 25-second cooldown. And that is the thing that is kind of broken right now. I enjoy the game. I've enjoyed it since, well, I was beta for this, so I've been playing it for a while. And when I say I was beta, I mean I was beta for the original release back in 2010, and then I was beta again for 2.0. It's a fun game. I'm going to hop back over to my bunny. But if you have any more questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. I hope that I have answered your questions. I know I tend to ramble a bit, and I kind of go off on tangents. So starting out with White Mage, you would be choosing Conjurer as your first job, well, as your class. And then at level 30, you would get a quest that will turn you into a White Mage. Let's hop back. Wrong thing. Alright, so, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... There are going to be 8 starting classes that you can choose from, I believe. Conjurer, Archer, Thaumaturge, Arcanist, Lancer, Pugilist, Marauder, and Gladiator. And then once you hit level 15, you should be able to pick up all the others. There used to be a requirement of, in order to become a white mage, you have to level Conjurer and Gladiator. But they got rid of that, so you're coming in after they've made the game easier. At least less intensive. If you just want to play one job, you can just play that one job. I use job and class interchangeably usually, but class is the base, and then job is when you've got your soul crystal for it. So those classes that I listed, there's only one other one that you can get after that's part of the base, kind of. It's rogue to ninja. After that, any one that you get is going to be you're just going to get the crystal when you choose it. So you don't have to have a class. You just have the job from the get-go. I personally like Scholar as a healer. What the heck? Oh. I'm glad I've got that turned off. So, another aspect of the game is performances, which I do not have because I don't have a bard. If you get a bard to a certain level, you can unlock performance, which allows you to play. You get to choose the instruments that you play with, and you'll get groups of people that come together and will play together with a macro setup to play various songs. But if you look under system configuration, sounds, you can disable performance. So if I click that off, yep, I've got it off for a reason. Usually it just annoys the crap out of me. And that's just me. Other people enjoy it. I'm gonna go to Conjurers Guild. Starting out now, there are so many ways to just like get through stuff. So if you do decide to pick up the game, I am on Ether, the Ether data center, and I play on the Fairy Homeworld, which you can't see because it's blocked out by my border. So I go... Okay, let's just target myself. There we go. If you want help, I'm more than willing to help people out. I'm usually in the game at least once a day, either on this character or my main. That would be my main. If I'm streaming, I'm usually going to be on this character because this character was made for streaming. This character also was not made for storyline. I have skipped all the storyline with this character because I'm just trying to teach with her. The story in itself is fantastic. In 2.0, it's basically setting the stage. 3.0, which is Heaven's Word, first expansion, stakes get raised, and then all the way to Endwalker, which is 6.0, where it's the final chapter of the current story, which started in 2.0. Technically, the story started in 1.0, but 1.0 isn't part of this game. that's another long story to get into. But White Mage is definitely a fun class. And they can hold their own. When the game first came out, healers had to swap between damage stance and healing stance. And that was not favored, so they just went with a flat mind, which affects healing potency and attack magic if you're a healer. I can tell you PvP in those days was kind of broken because you had to have you had to swap the gear. You'd have like a healer wearing all caster, like Black Mage style gear, just so they would get the int boost, and then they would use the stance to increase that even more because it was convoluted. They've made things much easier to figure out now. All right, let's see what our hunting log looks like. Upper Lunasia. So hunting log is something that only exists for the original 9 classes. Rogue was added, I think, in 2.3, 2.4, which is why it's part of it. This was basically how you would level yourself. You did not get experience as fast as you do these days. Challenge log is another thing that will give you experience. There's just lots of ways of leveling. And yeah, here, we got some fates. Let's go heals out. Let's get my bird out. When you hit, I think, about level... Oh, wonderful. I'm dead. Okay, so that can happen too. And I can explain to you exactly what happened. So I stopped to heal him. He was in a duty finder, and the duty finder popped. So he left, me being on the enemy's threat list and being woefully underleveled to fight it, went down like a sack of hammers. Well, let's go back to Camp Bronze Lake. I think the only drawback to dying is you take a bit of durability on all your gear, but it's negligible. Final Fantasy XI, when you died, you lost a lot of experience. No experience lost in this game. Except for 2 instances, which are the Bosnian Front and Eureka, which they're basically instances built around getting you relic weapons. Eureka is for level 70, the Bosnian Front is for level 80. I've actually got, I thought I had. Huh. I thought I had started that on this character. Level 50. Nope. Alright. I thought I'd done the relic weapon for this character, the first tier. Alright, we're looking for these stone shells. Also worth noting that there is no... Outside of Eureka, there is no elemental resistance on any of the characters. So any enemies that you fight, it doesn't matter if you're using stone, if you're using water, there's not going to be immune to your spell damage. There are occasional bosses where you will run into, like Leviathan has ranged weapon damage will be reflected back to the user, or magic weapon damage, or magic damage is going to be reflected to the user. So you want to, like, select the one that isn't going to deal damage to you. And there's one raid boss that, it's like a pillar and a dog, and one will become immune to the type of damage that... So bards and dancers and machinists can't deal damage to it. And then the other one will have black mages, red mages, cannot deal damage to it. And also white mages. So you don't have to worry about that leveling up, wondering if you're going to actually be able to damage something. East Shroud, Western Thanlin, Thanlin. Shroud, Shroud, Shroud. Thanlin. To the Bloodshore. I think it's around level 20, 25 that you get your quest to get your bird. You have to join a grand company and then you get your bird from that. Or whether you get your bird shortly after that. Oh. This is the problem fighting something that's higher level than you. You'll miss a lot. What's the time left on that? 18 minutes. Maybe I shouldn't have come after these guys next. Come back in a few levels. Oh, I'm dead. This is one of the few times where repose might actually come in handy. Except that the bird is still attacking. Of course. So, that is a rare fate right up there. Paladins have their own abilities. I am going to come and help. Okay, we are going to kill this. And we're going to help. So, rare fates will occasionally pop up. This one is a... the rare fates usually have half an hour time frame to go through. There are a couple of them across each expansion. And usually they take a large group to get down. Right now we've got 5 people. And usually these fates will drop something special. I think with this one it is a minion. Basically a pet. But these fates are also nice because they will, there will be boss mechanics in some of the other fates that you can run into that will be part of actual, like, raid bosses later. Everything in this game builds on itself. It's something that I really like. With a few exceptions, everything is going to be... If you see an indicator for something, there's a good chance that indicator is going to be used for that for the foreseeable future. And they even started adding a tank buster icon, so when the tanks are going to be taking massive damage, every boss that has had one of those mechanics, that will appear on the tank before it happens. And if you're not the tank, don't be standing next to the tank when that goes off, because usually they are like a small centered AoE. So if you're standing with the tank, good chance you're going to get hit. So after we get rid of this dancer, we're going to go back and level up White Mage some more. Well, level up Conjurer, and we're going to get White Mage tonight. And if you're still there, Helmet, thank you for stopping in. Haven't seen you say anything for a little bit, but I'm glad you came in. I'm glad I could answer some questions. Always down to answer more if it's needed. This has just been a brief break from White Mage. Yep, that was a pet. Alright, so got that taken care of. And yeah, I know I said I don't get minions on this character, but we're gonna get the small shell because we earned that one. We earned that small shell. All right, so we'll go to the East Shroud next. We'll find all the ones we've got to kill over there. So the disease Trent. Don't really know how to pronounce that one, because everybody pronounces it differently. Pretty sure it's right there. Hey, thank you, Helmet, for stopping in. I'm glad I could help you. Have a wonderful night. Hope to see you again. There's one. It's 2 out of 3. Let's get the third one down. I think I just have strange habits in this game. Let's see where we're going next. Blowfly. Bramble Patch. Swollen Giga. There they are. Right. Glowfly. I'm gonna get into another dungeon after I hit White Mage. I may not have the gear for that. We'll see. We'll see. I will queue for a random duty. Alright, Glowfly's down. Antelope Stag, South Shroud, Danilin, South Shroud, Central Shroud. Okay, let's go South Shroud. So we're gonna go to Camp Tranquil. If I'm not mistaken, the Efts should be along here somewhere. What did I say? Found him. A lot easier doing this on the second job. You can fly everywhere now. Here we are. Level 24. One more and I can get the next Conjurer quest. Antelope stags. Here are the does. Stags should be farther up here. Doe. There's the monarch ogre-fly. More does. Really, are the stags all over there? Interesting. You'd think the stags and the does would be closer to each other. Usually carnivores that are separate like that. One more. Oh, and hey, we're gonna get bosom buddies. So, in the challenge log, bosom buddies gives a massive amount of experience to your bird, your pet. Alright, next, Southern Thanolin, Goblin Thug, and Central Shroud. I know where the thugs are. I used to farm around here a lot. Lucid dreaming. Wonderful. I just got that. Well, I was not expecting the second one to come in. I did not see that. Oh. I've died more in this one stream than I normally do in a month. Alright. We're just gonna go and take care of the Goblin and the Laughing Toad. Which, if memory serves, they're gonna be past the Waking Sands. So everything out here is gonna be like level 15 or lower. I don't like that you can't land up here. Hopefully something to be fixed later on. Or added in. The Goblin are going to be in here. Past the bloated bogies. Hello, Goblin. I think I only need 2 of each of these. So the goal tonight is to get to White Mage and then run a dungeon. There are the toads. Now with toads you want to be careful, because they will draw you in. If you get the aggro of a couple of them, then you might get pulled into a group of enemies you don't want to be. Right, next one. Southern Thanalan, Eastern Thanalan. Little Alamigo. Let's go kick the butts of some Sabotenders. One might ask, how do I know where all these things are? In 2.0, there weren't a lot of zones to go through. So the ones that you spent a lot of time in, you learned. I may not know exactly where everything is in every zone, but I do know where a lot of things are. Oh, it's only 100 needles. Still does a lot of damage. Eastern. Yep. And if you play through everything in just on one class going up to 80, you're going to make a lot of money. Maybe not buy anything you want money, but easily over $1 million. You sell stuff, you find along the way, there's a chance that it's going to be more. Oh, that's something that I should do as well. Try to do some maps. The Concurrents are going to be over here, I believe. Yep, there they are. So the maps are their own little thing. I think the next time my free company does some map runs where I'll try to record it. Because it's usually the current tier of maps that people want to do. But the older maps have some rare items that are still rare because you have to get a group together to go through. You can't join an undersized party in the sense of you don't get your level when you go in. You're synced. Right, with that guy down, I'm level 25. So we just have the Thug and the Toadstool left. And that will give us enough to get to 26. So we will do that before we go and do the next Conjurer quest. For the quarry mill. They really did increase the amount of experience that you get for these guys. Your Chocobo used to get the same, if not less, experience than the player did. The reasoning for it was that you were going to be leveling all these different jobs. So you can have the bird out with you. I did see a few rank 20 birds back in 2.0, but I had to wait for the challenge log thing to actually get my bird past rank 10. Wrong button. I think Chocobos are going to be their own little day. I'll get a list of information to talk about regarding Chocobos and I'll go through it. Last one is Central Shroud. It's the mushrooms, so they're going to be up there. Okay. So we're going to go to Bent Branch. I do like that the zones are almost clearly marked. Because I remember in some games, it's like, over here, there is going to be a high-level enemy. You don't want to go near that high-level enemy because he'll auto-aggro and kill you. And then you'd see, like, the corpses of people that got too close. Level 4s, level 5s, just everywhere, littered. But, you will see guards between the areas. Like back there on the staircase, you'll see some level 35 guards. And that should let you know that what lies beyond is higher level than newbie area. And reiterating again, if they've got a red mark next to them, they will aggro you. If they've got a blue mark, they will not. If they've got a giant angry red face, not this, but sort of like a combination of those two, then they are a party boss. Oh, no wonder it's not dying. I keep missing. There we go. Level 26. And next hunt log won't unlock until we hit 30... Yeah, 30. I should take some, yeah, we'll take something. Alright. Oh, yes, something since the last time I've played this character on stream. I think I got my bird some wonderful, wonderful plumage. Its color now matches its name. See, it's no longer the vibrant yellow. What we like to call chocobo yellow. It's a brown. A yellowish brown, of course, but that's to be expected. Well, that's not something that you really want to have. There we go. Purify the corruption. Make sure to heal everybody. Curious, will this work? It works. Medica works. It worked. Okay, we got fairies, like literal fairies. Last little push on the core. All right. Go and talk to Sylphie. And we're done. Alright. So this is a very simple fate. Or test. One of the few times where you can actually use repose. We'll do a few of these to get some experience. This will be a fun one to heal. It always is. He's got the level 80 relic. Yeah, ideally you want to just pull each group one at a time, like we're doing. I've known some people that will gather up like 4 of them and then stop. Pay attention too, because I did not see that they got hit with the ability that prevents them from using weapon skills. Alright, the reason that I say that this is probably going to be a difficult one to heal is because we've got continual adds. Do not want to be... I'm going to stand over here just in case. Okay, that went fast. That went a lot faster than I expected. I'm going for the bonus experience for doing these things. Number 3 should give me the bonus XP and get me up to 27. Then I think I'll queue for another regular dungeon. Because for the guild tests, I could do 10 for 5,000. Okay, this may not get me the what I wanted. That's okay. It might, because the first time bonus for the job. Alrighty. The AoE damage is just wonderful to see. You didn't have AoE damage at these low levels before. Test. No one's ever gonna keep me down. No, looks like I've done that one on White Mage before. Oh well. So you want to talk to the Battle Warden to get your rewards, otherwise you don't leave. Right. Gonna go for another leveling. Shouldn't be too long of a wait. Yep. Not long at all. Probably gonna be Sastasha again. Maybe Halatali. But more than likely Sastasha. No, Tamtera. Oh, we've got a lag spike. So, from a healing standpoint, these low-level dungeons are not going to be that bad. I don't know if the blind corner is still here, but there was one turn down here where you could see the target, but there was an invisible object blocking the way. So be careful when healing, because the tank or the DPS could be untargetable because of where you're standing. So just be careful. Wonder if this tank is wanting to So yeah, for a lot of these early dungeons, you're going to be healing maybe once every 10-15 seconds. depending upon how big the pulls are. If they do big pulls, you're not going to be able to heal through it. It's just the way damage gets multiplied in the game. It's like there's a flanking bonus if there are a lot of enemies. Those are not an improvement. Alright. Yeah, I think it's along here? No. Still don't know what I'm going to be doing for a lot of this. See, even with however many are there, I guess it's down to 2 now. They go down easily. And I know I say never run ahead of the tank. I know the dungeon, and I'm not going to be running to where I'm going to pull threat. Just stepped in the doorway and to the right. Most that I'm saying don't run ahead of the tank is referring to literally running and trying to pull things instead of the tank. Maybe I should keep account of how many times I cast heal. It's 2 of 4 orbs down. Looks like somebody's going with a Rocky style glam. An actual boxer style. For the most part, in later dungeons, you will not run into casters, ranged attackers. I'm gonna kill this guy. That's 3 down. 2 more rosaries to go. Or 2 more orbs to go. Yeah, that was a little low for my taste. Okay. Pass on you. Pass on you. Galvanth the Dominator, aka the Mind Flayer from, I want to say, Final Fantasy 1. Wait for Tion to go through his cutscene. And if you know what you're doing, you can just heal with one hand. Okay, we got the 2 coming out. Get a heal on them. And accidentally heal ourselves. And limit break should have been around now, but that's okay. What level am I? 28. Do not need. And it gave me the robe. But we don't want the robe. Alright, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? I mean, 2 levels, we're almost out of rested experience. One more will net us 10k. I could always do some leaves. Field tests, bosom buddies. Fates. That sounds good. We'll do some fates. Wait. Of course. Only one fade up. There. There we don't go. Let's check over an East Shroud. Alternately, I could just do some quests. Alright, for the Jack of all trades. Well, yeah, we gotta do that, do that. What you want to do is you want to pull them out. We're all but if you're doing this one solo, you want to pull all of them away since they all link with him. And that's Jack and H down. Let us go back to Central Shroud. Spirit bonding. You will get low level materia from them. Back when I would farm a lot on Sav. Back when I would farm a lot on Sav, I would equip gathering gear right here, and then my regular gear, so that while I was killing things, I'd still be getting gathering materia, because gathering materia sold better. Still kind of does, but Huh, looks like some people did this one recently. Now both White Mage and Black Mage, they were trying to go the Shield and Wand route in Realm Reborn, and it didn't stick around. I'm glad it didn't. Right, we just need 2 more. And we'll hit sleep tight. I'm gonna go to What's Your Poison? It's closer to my level. And hopefully I can gather the items to turn in before... Yeah, if they've got that, then you don't want to approach them. That large symbol. That means they are stronger than normal mobs. You gotta be careful too, because if those things chase you, they will chase you for a ways. And if you're underleveled in the area, like I am right now, then other things will start chasing it too. Alright, my bunny my chocobo disappeared. It's 5 turned in. Please don't aggro. Okay, it didn't aggro. Okay. And get this one, grab that one, and then go turn in. Five should be enough, but I'll get 7 just to be safe. Alright, let's get our bird back. Mount up, fly. I am below the level for that, and I'm below the gear for that. I could do something about Lou. Ah yes, I forgot to do this. Now, even if you are not going to be selling it on the market, even if you're just going to vendor it, they're still kind of expensive and a good source of gil. Alternately, you can use them. Alright, that's long enough to do Lou. We're not going to do Lou. Where are we going to go? We're going to quarry mill. Just realized I could probably do Palace of the Dead, but I won't. Level synced. I remember all the Fate farming. So many Fates. I think I actually had a pretty good ratio on the Atmas. Because I got all 9 stacks? Yeah. I got 12 stacks of 9, 9 of each of the Atmas. And as long as you're gathering the Atmas on one job that needs them, you can get it on all of them. So that's how I did it. They would only drop in certain zones' fates, so that's what you had to do. Oh, level too high. I just barely ran out of the zone. It turned me off. Yeah, I'd rather do a duty. So I'm pretty sure one duty will get me a level. Probably two. Copperbell. Alright, let's go into teaching mode for this. I am going to be playing as a healer. As the healer, you do not want to get behind the group. You want to try to keep everybody within range of heals. Keep an eye on everybody's life. Wherever you have their life bars set up, make sure that it's a place that your eyes go to frequently. Also, having the health bars on the players can help considerably. Get the tiny key, open the door. Go stand on the lift. And go down. Oh, we have got an entire party full of classes. No jobs to be had. The tank looks experienced. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, applying threat to everything. Oh, they're gonna go off into the offshoots. But this is a place that the early mobs will tether, meaning they will run away. Keep an eye on health, make sure everybody's safe. I don't think any of the tanks have heals at this level. Right. Now this is one of those points where I am going to be chaining healing, because they seem to be taking a lot of damage. Hop off to get a dot on somebody. Okay. Tank should be good with that many. We'll... It's a back and forth game. Back and forth because you're healing and you're DPSing. It's like you're doing two jobs at once. Okay, now I'm gonna have to pop sprint. If the tank is outpacing you, that's when you use sprint to protect yourself and keep the tank up. See, this is kind of what healing used to be like. You used to have to constantly be chaining heals on the tank because they would take a lot more damage than they do now. And in some dungeons, you can be chain healing and they're still going to go down because they are not using their cooldowns or they are undergeared for what they tried to pull. I know this. I have done this. From mistakes come wisdom. Show me a man who claims he's never made a mistake, and I will show you a man that has never tried much. I like these tiny puzzles that they put in here. They stopped doing them because people would forget to go pick up the fire sand, and then they'd be wondering, well, what we're supposed to do. So, that's the reason there aren't little puzzles in instances in the later dungeons. So, first boss isn't really a boss. It's a bunch of waves of enemies, and then somebody that goes down relatively quickly. I'm glad that I can generate threat like that. See, he is standing right beneath where it was going to jump down, and because it can't attack on the Z-axis, and it couldn't jump down, then it was going to be forever stuck on him. So I cast a heal on it to get threat onto myself. And I did it again with these two Spriggan. There he is, caught us. Or Kotos. There we go. If a tank can chain stun him, or even just stun properly, then he's not going to get his defense up. Z goggles, they do nothing. Ethereal. There's actually going to be... No, they're not. My wrist is better. Alright, so healing at this level really isn't as difficult as it can be. I mean, the worst thing that we had was that big pull right before the first boss. Alright, this is another area where they tether, so you want to kill them before you run down because they are going to reset if you go too far away, like that. It's just the way some of these early dungeons worked. I think they were trying to do a couple of different things. Like, they had different teams designing the dungeons. That's what I honestly think, so... The AI for running away is a holdover. Okay. I just wasted my swift cast. We get the fire sand, we got the fire sand. Alright. Now that was not my fault. That was a blasting cap that killed itself and took the Arcanist with him. So pay attention to your surroundings when you are doing these as well. Why the heck not? Plundered stuff is all the level 15 stuff, yep. So I could use the Plundered Pantalones. We'll see what it gives me. For the Acolyte's pants. Fire Sand. Second boss. I'm gonna run straight to the blasting device. Activate. Oh, I don't know if the tank knows what... Okay. Yay. Gotta remember. There's the blasting cap. We got the Sprigging Quencher, which is going to come out and start attacking the blasting cap, and you want to kill it. Alright. One more. These mechanics, I feel, should have been in a later dungeon. Right. You gotta move the blasting cap or it's not gonna... Might not have got... Okay, got them all. Never mind. Fire Sand. Open the coffer. Already got the robe. Now they have changed the way that experience is done in dungeons. You no longer get experience from mobs. You get them from bosses. So like that boss gave me 24,000 experience. So there's a possibility that I will level from this. If not, I'm just like 2 or 3 fate. Don't. Unless you're the tank, please don't pull. Just one of them things. Because you usually don't know if the tank has got their cooldowns down. Yeah, I'll take one hit. One of the things that I've found in dungeons that a lot of DPS do is they'll get aggro and then they'll just run around. And the tank will try to get threat off of them, but if the tank can't hit them, there's more than one enemy. I can understand after rezzing, running around while having all of the enemies chasing you after the tank goes down. That's acceptable. Perfectly fine. But if you've got aggro from a few things and you're just like running in circles and avoiding where the tank is standing, that's not right. If you get threat, run to the tank. Okay. As soon as we cross that line, it triggers a cutscene. Gaiji's the Great. And this fight is wait for the tank to get down to about half life, heal them up twice, and then go back to DPSing. Repeat as needed. Okay, first time I've seen that. Well, been a long time since I've seen somebody just not tank them there. Something also to notice, or to remember, is to pay attention to your mana. Your MP can get low. Lucid Dreaming, which you get at 24, restores your mana. Does gradual restore of MP. Alright, that got us to level 30. Oh, we're out of that. Okay. So, pass, we'll pass, we'll pass. We're going to get what we want from the White Mage. And then we are going to do one more dungeon, and I'll go over some of the stuff that White Mage does. And I will probably go over what I was talking to the person earlier about. I will go through the skills with White Mage, like I did with Paladin. I won't be able to say what has changed from the previous expansion, because I am not as well versed with White Mage, and time has passed. So, we will go through and we will do White Mage after this. Well, we will do this and then we will do White Mage. Because this isn't the White Mage quest, this is the level 30 Conjurers quest, which sets us up for the White Mage quest. Oh, please, heart, stop thumping like that. Alright, we did that. Alright, Sylphie, where are we going next? A little bit to the north and to the east. So one thing I'd like to do is get back into doing the Minecraft stuff. I'd like to broadcast building the pyramid, but I need to check and find out if the server has been updated because of the security issues that have come up in the Java edition. So we shall find out. I know Microsoft updated Minecraft. After the vulnerabilities were made known. At least I hope they addressed them. Alright, Sylphie. I had to sneeze. Ah, yes, this is when we get, we learn a few things. Well, I'm gonna kill this thing, so you can turn away and not get hit. Oh! Not supposed to get hit by those. Why are they hitting so hard? Dang. Gonna leave them to you, but you appear to be useless. Well. I do not like the fact that it's healing it. I want my bird. There we go. Going through and leveling these classes, you'll be given gear. I mean, if you go through dungeons, you'll get drops, but as you do the quests, you can just like take body once, then hands, then legs, then feet. So this time we're going to take the legs, which we can't wear for another level. But We're going to be introduced to family. Arun Senna and Raya Osena. And this is the White Mage quest chain. Defeat the enraged creatures. Hey! I get to knock out one of my hunt log targets. The Bane Might is going to be the big one, so we'll get rid of the small ones first. Usually in these instances that you get into solo, you want to take out the small things first. Another Lindworm. Oh. Silenced. Be careful of silence. Not many creatures do it, but when it happens, it pretty detrimental. Right, Bane Might is down. Duty complete. Duty complete. And for the foreseeable future, every 5 levels, this is where I'm going to be coming. Right? Why not? We'll watch the animation. Now watch my bars. Pink. Fluid Aura, no longer a skill. Right, let us look at the skills. So Glare, 3, Aqua Veil, Liturgy of the Bell. Okay, I think I'm just going to do the dungeon tonight, and then next time I do this, I'm going to open up with talking about the skills. So that I can, familiarize myself a bit with them more on Salve. Potentially. So, Let us do this again. Probably going to get... I would love to get, like, Halatali or something else I haven't done tonight. Yep. So this is going to be a harder one to heal, I feel. And if they do not go for the keys, we're going to be spending some time backtracking. Yep. Either they haven't been here in a long time, or they haven't been here before. Either one is possible. Notice how I've had to chain heal because they pulled everything. That is an acceptable pull. That's actually kind of what I prefer. Heals in a lot of these dungeons should be cleanup, not active. So, remember when running this dungeon that there are keys that you need to get in every to unlock doors to allow you to move forward. I do like this outfit a lot. As I said, need to get keys. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, I can't remove it. It's not a stun. It is a stun, but not a stun that I can... I got Cure 2! I did not realize I had Cure 2 until just this moment. Pay attention to what skills you have. I just hit level 30, so I did not take survey of my abilities. The Manor Clavier. I think that's piano player. Pretty sure. Wow. You heard that noise. That was a car outside. Someone with way more horsepower than they have sense. You say that because the roads are icy. That treasure coffer. Those will be an upgrade. That'll be an upgrade. Grab. I grab the key. I'm gonna pop sprint. I'm gonna swift cast Tier 2 onto them. Because we need to unlock some of these chamber doors down here, we need to grab a bunch of keys. So, this is actually a good teaching group because the tank is very foolhardy. Well, not foolhardy. The tank is very rush ahead. Gather everything up, rush ahead. Get that heal off. Come on. Sometimes you're just waiting for the heal to finish casting before you feel safe. And you'll have moments like that, I'm sure. And nothing that I am saying about these players is meant to be taken harshly. This is just observations about what's going on. I've got nothing against any of these players. They're playing their best. I'm trying to play my best. And we're all having fun. Next fight is going to be fun. Why is the next fight going to be fun, you might ask? Well, slow. There are two bosses. Slow is going to go out on anybody that hits the Jester. There's a chance for them to get slow based upon Ice Spikes, but Ice Spikes is gone now. And I'm pretty sure I don't need to heal for the rest of this fight. So, when it comes to healing, let's open up the treasure chest. Gravel, return. Return gets you back to the beginning without having to go through all the mobs. Alright, we got a Manor Sentry. And I think this is actually going to be the first fight where there is significant raid-wide damage. Maybe Halatali? But you can avoid that damage in Halatali. You can't avoid it here. Well, you can't avoid it, rather... You can avoid it, but usually you don't. Because of this. Okay, the void lamps go out again. Turn that off. They're all on me. So I'm going to come over by the tank. I'm going to cast the Aoe Heal. It's going to get everybody mad at me. They're DPSing the boss down. And the boss is down. So, yes, there's a lot to pay attention to as a healer. Probably about the same as tanks. Instead of paying attention to what's everywhere around you, you've got to pay attention to what's everywhere around you. Come on, pass. Pass. Alright, so that got us to level 32. We got a few pieces to equip. We're going to teleport into the town. I will try to familiarize myself with this stuff from White Mage before the next video, before the next stream. Why did we come to the town? So we could do this. We are high enough level. We go into Brave Locks, but I don't think we're going to tonight. Okay, that's a funny name. That is a funny name. Groot generalizes. So used to coming over here to do stuff. Anyways, I've been Sentient Dessert. We're gonna end this now. I think I'm gonna raid out. I'm gonna go see who's online. Who's online right now? Who's online? Oh, I actually never get to raid this person, so we're gonna go show some love to Andy. So, thank you everybody that came in to watch. Thank you everybody that's lurking. I will see you soon. Expect some more Torment next week. Planescape Torment, yeah. So, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful time, okay? See you soon.